Hi everyone. I wanted to come this afternoon to speak about a very important topic. First off, I have some hair in my mouth. All right, got you. First off, I hope everyone is doing well, especially to all of you those of you who are in Florida who may see my posts or I just hope that the folks of Florida are well. I can see what they've been through today, and I just thank God that most of the lives were spared in Florida. So I just want to take a moment to acknowledge the folks of Florida, and I wish them well over the coming weeks, and I continue to pray for you guys. I wanted to talk about the Zantac cancer link and the settlement today from GlaxoSmithKline. This came over the news, or this settlement was very recent, could have been this week. We'll have a look at it. And the link between Zantac and cancer. Most of you may know Zantac. Zantac has been around for a very long time. It is used for heartburn. And the reason why I want to talk about it today, because last week I launched my digestive health guide on my guide for stomach acid and how to deal with it, what it is, why it's important, and how to keep your stomach in balance when you have or you're managing things like acid reflux, GERD, and so forth. And that is what Zantac is used for. Zantac is one of many. Here in the UK, we have Prilosec, we have Tums. No, we don't have Tums. We have something else called Rennie. The Americans may know Pepto-Bismol. There are loads. Doctors recommend omeprazole. That's another one for controlling stomach acids. But these things carry side effects. They carry dangers. And that's what I want to talk to you about today. I want to talk to you about the dangers of using these over-the-counter remedies for dealing with acid reflux. Now, first off, what is acid reflux? Acid reflux, from time to time, you may find yourself feeling very gassy, bloated. There may be times where you feel as if you're not digesting your food properly. GERD occurs when the food is coming back up in the esophagus, and it's almost as if whatever you eat stays a very long time on your stomach to digest. You tend to feel it more when you lie down. You feel the acid coming up in your throat, and it can also cause it's throat irritation. It can cause you to cough. You find yourself coughing after meals. It's all of that. Those are just some of the symptoms of what acid reflux is. But the stomach acid is a naturally occurring acid. It's known as gastric acid, and it's naturally occurring in the stomach because it is necessary to digest your food, to help you to absorb nutrients, and also it helps to kill off bacteria. It helps to keep a particular pH of the stomach so that you're able to keep bacteria out. It is very, very necessary when we eat foods, especially the harder proteins are more difficult to break down. We need them. We absolutely need them. So there are times when imbalances occur. These imbalances can occur for a number of reasons. Poor diet, skipping meals, not taking your time and chewing your food properly. Yes, it is not a joke. Chewing your food 34 times, it's not a myth. It is a real thing that we need to practice in order for good digestive health. Going to bed with a stomach full of food is another thing too that we sometimes can be guilty of. You eat your heaviest meal in the evening, and this is something most Western countries do. You grab something on the go, something light, something often not nutritious. You eat whatever for lunch. You prime your stomach with coffee. Here in the UK, I see a lot of people 7 o'clock, 6:30 in the morning, and they have a Red Bull or a Coke in their hands. All of these things can contribute to acid reflux. But what I want to concentrate on is how do we correct the acid reflux? And I put this guide out. I remember I posted it on a social media platform, and the person says, okay, great, we know about acid reflux, but how do you fix it? And acid reflux is a very easy thing to fix. It is treatable. It is treatable, and you can do it naturally by changing your diet and lifestyle, because one of the things that I did not mention is stress can affect your stomach acid, and you can develop acid reflux because of a high stress lifestyle. But what are we treating it with? And this is where the proton pump inhibitors come from. What are proton pump inhibitors? These are the treatments that they use for acid reflux. They use them for good. They are chemicals that they put together to help to reduce the stomach acid. But do we need to reduce stomach acid? Not everyone has an overproduction of stomach acid. Some people have an underproduction. How do you know the difference? But what are the dangers of the proton pump inhibitors? And that's what I want to address. Taking these things short term, I can tell you, they don't affect you. Yeah. But it is the long-term use that we need to look at. So if you are taking proton pump inhibitors for more than 2 weeks, then you need to speak to somebody about your nutritional health, your digestive health. If you go, I'm not knocking doctors, but oftentimes doctors don't know, or they don't pay attention to what you're eating, what your stress levels are, and they will just put you on medication. And these over-the-counter medications, they are causing problems long term. And these are just some of the issues that arise because of the long-term use of proton pump inhibitors. So you have nutritional deficiencies, calcium, magnesium, B12, all of these are affected. It lowers the absorption of these minerals and depletes in some instances. It increases your risk of bone fractures long term. Hip, wrist, spine, all of these are as a result of reduced calcium absorption and its impact on bone health. It increases your risk of gastrointestinal infections. There is one in particular called the Clostridium difficile. There's a link between proton pump inhibitors and this particular bacteria. But this particular bacteria, you tend to find it among patient populations in hospital settings. Small intestinal bacteria overgrowth. So if you develop SIBO, and what is SIBO? SIBO long time, it thins the lining of the small intestine, and it causes seepage of the bad bacteria into the bloodstream. And this can lead to malabsorption. It can lead to increased sensitivity to foods. All of these are as a result of proton pump inhibitors. Then you have acute interstitial nephritis. And what is nephritis? It has to do with the kidneys. It can lead to chronic kidney disease. Please be careful when you're taking these things. It has been linked to dementia and cognitive decline over time because of deficiencies, especially linked to B12. Now, I'm going to do a different video on gut health and why it is important to have good gut health, because if you're investing in multivitamins and especially things like B12, if you are not taking care of your gut health, it makes no sense taking these things because they're not going to work. And unfortunately, I've heard it so many times. You have individuals, when you speak to them, well, I took X for X amount of months and it was a waste of time. It didn't work. But when you question them further, first off, take for instance magnesium, and we know that magnesium is on this list. Yeah. When you're taking magnesium, oftentimes when you buy magnesium in a pharmacy or in the supermarket, here we're able to get supplements. Here in the UK, we're able to get supplements or own store brands in pharmacies and also supermarkets. Oftentimes, when you check the label, it's magnesium oxide. Magnesium oxide is the cheapest of all the magnesium, all the magnesium varieties. It is the cheapest to manufacture and sell. But they don't tell you it's magnesium oxide on the front. They put it in the fine print in the back. And if you don't know what you're looking for, you are buying something that will serve you no purpose. Yeah? So make sure you're reading labels. Make sure you're understanding what you're taking and why you're taking it. Dementia, cognitive decline, cardiovascular issues, rebound acid hypersecretion. This is when you discontinue it after long-term use. It seems as if your acid reflux has gotten worse. So if you are taking these things, you need to start working with someone who can actually help you to transition off of the PPI onto something natural. So you're going to have to wean yourself off of it. Microscopic colitis, and this leads to watery diarrhea. I mean, here it says it's a rare side effect, but it is not impossible to happen. Increased mortality. Now, when this Zantac, was settled, it was settled for $2.2 billion US. Yeah, $2.2 billion US. And here it is again. We have another drug company who is settling with complainants. There were about 80,000 Americans, including an independent lab, who found the link between Zantac and cancer. These people were all taking the product. This thing has been around for years. Yeah, years. So again, another drug company has been found withholding information, and that's why the independent lab sued them, because they're saying that they must have known that there was a risk between the two. Now, we as the population, we have to make sure that we are well informed about whatever drug we're taking. Unfortunately, I am not as trusting as a lot of folks are. I am sorry, but I've been in the business of health and wellness long enough to know all drugs carry some level of side effects. No matter how safe they tell you, there's always going to be a small percentage of the population that will be affected by whatever this drug is. Some drugs carry a lot of side effects. Some of them manifest within days, months, but some take years before they actually produce whatever the harms will. So drug companies tend to get away with a lot over the period of time, because to develop these drugs, it costs millions of dollars, millions of pounds, and they don't want to lose on their investments. These businesses, they are not established so that they can make you better. They are established so that they can make a profit. Unfortunately, your sickness means that that is their profit. That is how they gain their profit. And as soon as we come to the realization that these companies, they are not benevolent organizations, definitely not all of them, a vast majority of them are in this for the money. The same thing with food corporations, because oftentimes there are foods that we eat long term, and these foods are contributing to our ill health, but we continue to eat them because we keep hearing, and they put labels on them. Healthy. What makes it healthy? If it's been packaged and it has to convince you that it's healthy, oftentimes it means it's not healthy. So I have this handout on my website. Yeah, it is your guide to stomach acid. It talks about what it is, how to keep your stomach acid in balance, and why your stomach acid is important. It talks about the low symptoms of stomach acid, and it talks about symptoms of high stomach acid. Have a look, see where you fall, yeah? And what are some of the things that contribute to low stomach acid? Stress, age, yes. As we get older, especially women, we go into menopause, you are going to find that your digestive system changes as you get older. You produce less and less gastric acid, and you are going to be affected by what you eat. But you need to find out, what can I do to improve the situation? Because there are things that you can do. Poor diet, medications. There are some medications that actually cause stomach acid, and it causes acid reflux. There are some painkillers that cause acid reflux. If you have to take these painkillers, oftentimes the doctor prescribes the medication and then prescribes a PPI of like omeprazole to take alongside the drug. Why? Because it irritates your stomach. You have H. pylori, which is an infection, yeah, that can lead to ulcers, and this H. pylori can develop sometimes through some of the foods that we eat. And then we have surgery. There are more people in the population that are getting gastric bypass. When you cut part of your stomach out or off to change the size or reduce the size of your stomach, unfortunately, you are going to struggle with digestive issues, because you're actually reducing your stomach acid as well. So this talks about all the various conditions linked with low stomach acid, conditions linked with high stomach acid, and there's a test in here that you can try at home to help you to understand whether what's going on with your digestive system. Gives you diet. It tells you what you should eat, what you should drink, and it's here on the list. It says chew, 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 because digestion starts in your mouth, not your stomach. So for those of you who eat on the run, we do mindless eating. We eat at our desks. We sit in front of the television and we eat. We don't pay attention to how we chew. Some people can finish a meal in 5 minutes. You need to give yourself at least 20 minutes of comfortable time to sit and have a meal. For those of you who have half an hour for lunch, I think it is the most atrocious thing that an employer could ever do to their employees. Half an hour for lunch is not enough time to sit down and effectively digest your meal. And most times for those folks, they may start eating and then the stress of watching the time and wondering, okay, I need to hurry up. That in itself is stressful. So please take your time and chew your foods. The best supplements that you can use for and help to heal your stomach and the gastric acids, they are in here as well. You have zinc, ginger, you have HCl with pepsin, you have apple cider vinegar. I know some natural health practitioners don't like apple cider vinegar, but some people use it. If you can also handle lemons and water, half a lemon and 8 ounces of water, filtered water, you can actually try that as well because it helps with your liver as well. All right. So I want to encourage you to get the guide, get it, download it, use it. I will be talking about gut health. I loaded a few new ones and I'm going to be adding as well to my freebie list because I haven't added for a little while. But this is very helpful and it is very timely because of this lawsuit. People need to understand exactly what's going on with their health and they need to pay attention because everything isn't as it seems. And not everything that is designed or you're told will help you. There are natural remedies. And if you are really suffering, get in touch with me. I will be happy to do, we can do a call over Zoom or WhatsApp, whatever. But you do not have to suffer long term. Now, if you are taking any of these PPIs and you've been on them for a while, my suggestion is that you start weaning off of them, but you need to replace it with something that can actually help you and give you some relief. All right. So I hope this is helpful. I hope that you take on board everything that I've said. And yeah, if you need to have a conversation, let's have a conversation. All right. Okay. Bye for now. And you guys take care of yourselves. Be safe wherever you are. And you'll see me again. Yeah, God willing. Bye.